Okay, so you've just logged in. You're probably going to have a couple of boxes right here in the middle of your screen. I've already closed those out on mine. So you have one about Jamf Connect. Just go ahead and click on Don't Show Again in the bottom left-hand corner. Then click on Close in the bottom right-hand corner. And then you have a big white one with a big blue button from Microsoft. Go ahead and click on OK to make that go away. And then if you have any notifications up here in the top right-hand corner, let's get rid of all those by clicking on these little X's right here. Easily done. Okay, next, let's come over to our Apple menu up here in the top left-hand corner. Here's where all of our options are, but we want to go into System Preferences here. Super important here. One of the main things we want to do in System Preferences is come here to Mouse and click on this one right here. And we're going to come in here and we're going to turn on secondary click. Very important. Got to get that turned on. Go ahead and back out of this one and let's go to Security and Privacy right here. So I'll click on this one and open that one up. And if you're not already on it, click on General right here. And let's change Require Password to 8 hours. We're going to really bump that up. And you'll have to put in your password here to change that setting. And that's okay. Very good. And let's go ahead and go back. And then a couple other things, if you wanted to, you could play around with. You come in here and play with the dock. You can change the size of the dock. You can turn on magnification so that when you roll over the dock, that happens. You can also change it to left, right, or bottom here in the dock settings. Okay, we are done here in System Preferences. Let's go ahead and close this. Okay, next we're going to do a spotlight search, and we're going to do that by pressing Command Spacebar on the keyboard. So Command and Spacebar on that. That brings up this spotlight search window, and we're going to search up for Google Chrome. So we're just going to type in Chrome, C-H-R-O-M-E, and let's go ahead and open up Google Chrome by just pressing the Enter key. And when you see these boxes right here, go ahead and click on them and choose Use Chrome, and Start Google Chrome. You'll need to do all three of those things. And then once you have Chrome started, I want you to come up here and click on this little circle in the top right-hand corner. And we're going to click on Turn on Sync. This will make life a little bit easier for you. And go ahead and log in here with your school email address again. So I've typed in my address there. I'm going to go ahead and hit Next. And then I'll put in my username and password again here. When you see this little box right here, just click on Never right there. And then let's go ahead and click on Continue right here. And there you go. You are now signed in as you. Go ahead and if this box right here pops up, just click right here on Link Data. And let's turn on sync. So go ahead and click on Yes, I'm in to turn on sync. And there you go. That'll make life real easy for you. Now come down to your Chrome icon on your dock, and we're going to right click on this, and we're going to go to Options, and we're going to choose Keep in Dock. We want that to stay in the dock forever. And now we want to basically get rid of every icon here in the dock except for Chrome and Finder. Everything else can go away. So a couple different ways to do that. I think the easiest is probably just to click on it and drag it over to the garbage can. But you can also right click on it and go to Options and go to Remove from Dock. Either of those two ways will work. All right, this next one's a little complicated. Let's do a Command Spacebar, and this time we're going to search for Drive, and we're looking for Google Drive, not OneDrive, but make sure you open Google Drive. So let's go ahead and click on that, and this is going to open up the Google Drive for us. And you'll need to sign in with browser right here. So let's go ahead and do that. And that's going to pop open a window like this. And because we're already signed into our Google browser, all we got to do is click on our name right here. And that's going to sign us in. And we'll come down and ignore all that and hit Allow. And we've signed into Google Drive. Awesome, right? Yeah, sort of, except for it's not going to work here on our first try. And of course, it did work on our first try. What are the odds? That really sucks. If Google Drive worked for you in your first try, you're golden. You can skip this next part. If it didn't, here's what you're going to want to do. All right, so some of you might see this warning right here when you try to open Google Drive. That's okay. Go ahead and click on Open Security and Privacy Settings, and then click on Open Security Preferences again. And then right here, you'll see something about system software from developer Google has been updated. Go ahead and click on Allow. You will need to restart your computer when this happens. That should solve the problem, although every once in a while, you'll have to restart the computer, and you'll have to do the exact same thing again and restart it again. But that should solve the problem. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Restart, and that should do it. After you restart your computer, you'll come up here to the top of your screen, and you'll look for this little Google Drive icon that looks like this. Go ahead and click on that, and you may need to click on Sign In with Browser again. Otherwise, you'll get that little blue box that pops up. Now that we've got Google Drive running, let's go ahead and close this by clicking on this red X right here. Coming up here onto the top of our screen and just making sure we're signed in. Looks like we are. It's loading our files. This might take a couple minutes, so give it a couple minutes, and we'll go on from there. All right, go ahead and open up your Finder now, and you will see when I do that here under Locations, I have Google Drive. Let's go ahead and go to Shared Drives. You can double click on that. We're going to go into Photography. We're going to find our class. Go in there. We're going to find our period, and then we're going to find our folder. And I want you to right click on your folder and just give it a red circle. And what that's going to do is make it so that no matter where we are in Finder, all we ever have to do is come in here and click on this red tag right here, and it'll take us to our folder. It takes a second to load up, so don't worry about it if it's not there right now. All right, back to work. Let's press a little Command spacebar here, and this time we're going to search up for Lightroom, and there's Adobe Lightroom. Let's make sure we're opening Lightroom and not Lightroom Classic. So Lightroom it is. That's going to open up here. If you happen to see this screen when you hit Lightroom, just choose one of these and choose Sign Out, and then hit Continue. And just like that, we are into Lightroom. Let's go ahead and make a couple of changes here. First, let's close this and make that go away. We don't need that anymore. And then let's right-click on this, and we're going to just choose Options and choose Keep in Dock. That way, Lightroom will always be here for us at the bottom of our dock. And then we're going to come up here to where it says Adobe Lightroom. We're going to click on that. We're going to choose Preferences, and we're going to go into Local Storage. And what I want you to do is right here where it says Storage Location for Originals, I want you to click on Browse. And I want you to find, it might even be there by now. Let's click on red. It's still trying to figure that out. That's okay. Normally, remember, red will take you right to your folder. We're going to just skip past that since it's not working. And we're going to go into and find my folder here in period 1. You will, of course, find your own folder, and you'll just hit choose when you get there. So that will do that for you. And you'll hit done. And you will need to restart Lightroom in order to make that work. And that's it. That's all we're going to do in Lightroom for now. Let's do another spotlight search, Command spacebar. This time we're going to search for Photoshop, and we'll open that up. There should only be one version of Photoshop on your computer, but if there happens to be two, make sure you choose Photoshop 2021 is one we wanted to use there. You might see this box pop up right here, allow Photoshop access to your documents folder. Sure, press OK on that, and here it comes. Again, we'll close out of this if it pops up. And again, let's close out of any notifications that might have popped up on our screen. And again, you might see this right here pop up again, and go ahead and again click on sign out of one of those and hit continue, and close that guy right there. Let's right click on this and choose options, keep in dock right there. So Photoshop will always be there for us. And then we're going to come up here, and we're at the top of our screen where it says Photoshop, we're going to go to preferences, and we're going to choose Tools, and we want to turn on this zoom with scroll wheel. That's a really nice feature to have on. So go ahead and press OK. And we're actually done with Photoshop. That's all we're going to do. So go ahead and close that right there. And lastly, let's get Google Chrome all set up. So let's go ahead and go to www.ksd.org for the website. And you guys are going to want to go to Students, of course, and go to Rapid Identity. Probably a good idea to just bookmark Rapid Identity. You can do that by clicking on this star right here. That will bookmark the tab, and you'll want to add bookmark, and you will just add it to the bookmarks bar. So right there, and go ahead and click on done. If you don't have a bookmarks bar like I do right here, you're going to come up here and click on this menu button, go to bookmarks, and choose show bookmarks bar right there. So here in Rapid Identity, let's then find SmartPass. Click on that, and that'll take us to the SmartPass website. Go ahead and sign in with your username or email address, and once you're signed in, go ahead and bookmark that by clicking on the star right there, and go back to Rapid Identity, and let's go to Schoology this time. My Schoology will look a little bit different than yours since I'm a teacher, but I want you to go to Courses, find the Photo 2 or Photo 4, whatever course you're in, find that course, go to Updates, and then I want you to bookmark that bar. So you can see I actually already have it bookmarked because there's a star there already. All right, there you go, guys. We have our Macs all set up and ready to go.